Wow, they have my original remote. And an exact replacement that doesn't need programming. Hey, Max, here's the deal. I can use the coupon code ALEX for a 5% discount. ReplacementRemotes.com has all my remotes for my TVs and accessories. I can order online at ReplacementRemotes.com or call them at 336-377-2220. I wonder if they sell dog toys.
For all your remote control needs, visit ReplacementRemotes.com at 336-377-2220.
ReplacementRemotes.com. ReplacementRemotes.com. If you need a remote control, ReplacementRemotes.com.
Hello, this is Alex Jones with some important questions. If you're going into a battle and they give you a rifle and a sidearm, how much ammunition do you want? My answer would be all I can get. In the battle for freedom and the lives of your loved ones, food is your only ammunition. How much do you want? When do you want it? Now or after the battle starts? When will you need it? Can you buy it without proper identification? Will there be any food? Will it make your children sick? If there's a quarantine and you can't feed yourself, will you go to the gathering center and be immunized? You wipe out all these problems if you have a good food supply. Food is your ammunition to fight for your freedom and your life. How much will you need? We don't know. How much do you want? All you can get. I'm Alex Jones. I want all of you good guys to live to fight another day. Call 1-800-409-5633 or check it out on the web at efoodsdirect.com. Again, that number, 1-800-409-5633.
Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, we are here live. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, I'm going to go back to your phone calls, and I'm going to get into all the huge developments on the one-child policy that CNN and others are promoting here in the United States. Meanwhile, China to sterilize 10,000 to curb births in one town alone. To give you an idea of the type of system that we are going under, the ultimate oppression here. But right now, let's go ahead and go back to your phone calls. Let's talk to John in Ohio. John, you're on the air.
Yeah, I've begun to read an article on global research, globalresearch.ca, about how the CI is really responsible for this kind of drug trafficking lawlessness and anarchy in Mexico, and is really behind it. You'll find on global research those kinds of things, the fact that the United States supported the guy who stole the election, Cardona, against the guy who won the election, Obrador, who doesn't want NAFTA and GATT and wants a fair shake for the people in their country. Well,
John, hold on just a minute. I mean, if you watch Fabled Enemies, our new film, 30 minutes of it covers that. It sounds like you're almost implying that we don't cover that. We've been reporting for a decade that there has been a U.S. government-backed war against cartels that aren't laundering their money through Western banks, and that Mexico was going to implode in this war. And we are exposing the fact that it is our government that is engineering this lawlessness, just like the British brought down China through opium importation. And we know about Skull and Bones founding the CIA out of the OSS, and that we have a narcotics trafficking government that keeps drugs illegal so that they can have higher prices on it. So I totally agree with you on that. And the current Mexican president clearly stole the election down there as well. That's why the country is in open rebellion. That's why we can't let the U.S. be used as a steam valve for, for all these people from Mexico. We need to make them stay down there to get their nation back. I mean, Mexico has triple the resources that the United States has, but has an incredibly poor population because they have this plutocracy or this kleptocracy down there running it.
I understand, but I think that is the thing that has to be emphasized, that Monsanto, Cargill, and Archer Daniel Midlands have blasted their agriculture and their economy down there, forcing these people to come here. The enemies are right here. And I think that you do a great job on the false flag terrorism, the Wall Street hoax, the global warming hoax, the police state, but you contradict yourself constantly when it comes to something like this Arizona situation, where you're going to have Nazi-style people being told that if they haven't got their driver's license or their visa, and if they've got a tan or a dark complexion, or if a policeman says that he just pretends to think that they may be an illegal or undocumented person from Mexico. They can do this to anybody.
No, I appreciate your call. That is not what's going on, John. In Austin, Texas, they don't arrest illegal alien drunk drivers. They don't have to have IDs. I just showed the Wall Street Journal to get bank accounts, but citizens do. Illegal aliens get let through the airport on record when citizens have to go through these strip searches, okay? You don't understand. The globalists, the big banks are for open borders in the North American Union. It's you that are contradicting yourself. All they're saying is that they're going to use the same laws they use against citizens against the illegal aliens in Arizona. This is a crisis. The New World Order's key is overrunning sovereign nations with outside populations they can use as a political weapon. Okay? It's simple, John. I'm against the attack on Iran because the globalists are for it. I'm against open borders because the globalists are for it. I'm against bailing out these big banks because the big banks run the country and they designed it. And I told you a year and a half ago it was premeditated. And now we have the Goldman Sachs emails proving it was premeditated. You're the one that's wrong. Okay? The New World Order wants to destroy this once free country. Okay? They got checkpoints in Austin where they take blood from citizens without warrants. Okay? We're not talking about that. We're talking about if they pull over a car full of 10 illegal aliens and none of them have IDs and the driver's drunk, they're going to go to jail and then they're going to get deported. You're not listening to me. I pulled up here as my IT guy was being put in a police car. And the cops charged up and they said, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "That guy's here to fix computers in my office. We've got a website that's down. Why are you arresting him?" And they said, "Well, his driver's license has been expired for a year." And I said, "Well, wait a minute." I said, "But if he was an illegal alien, you'd let him go." And I had a talk with 3 cops laughing, saying, "Yes, that's true. We get in trouble because the judges let him go." That is discriminatory. That is wrong. That is a fact. It's not fair to the American people who are losing their wages and losing their jobs, regardless of what color they are. This has nothing to do with race or what color you are. I say deport everyone who's here illegal. I don't care if they're a Russian, a Chinese, a German, or a polka-dotted, whatever. I don't care. Enforce the law. Enforce the law. Enforce the law. It's that simple. I'm against lawlessness. Get it through your head. I'll tell you what, I've got to go into the DMV myself. I mean, I put in my thing a month before. It told me I was getting my card, and it never came, and I can't get customer service with the DMV. I've got to go in there. I don't even have a driver's license right now. And I guarantee you there's a good chance if I get pulled over, they're going to throw me in the back of a police car because my ID is expired. And I say that's wrong. Oh, man, I tell you, that's out of control. Tom in New York, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, Alex. I just wanted to add something to your conversation. For what it's worth, I'm a gay person, and I don't think there was anything homophobic in what, Mr. Gheen said. It's just a really obvious fact, I think, to anybody who looks at deep political issues, that blackmail is used. And if you're going to call it out on somebody, I wish more people would call it out on these people. I just finished a book called The Franklin Scandal by a guy named Nick Bryant. Just came out. It's a shocking book about the events in Franklin, Nebraska.
Which are well documented, by the way.
This is a new book on it, and it's absolutely brilliantly written and brilliantly documented, and it'll just make anybody angry. I highly recommend it. And this stuff goes on. It's real, and it's not homophobic to call it out.
And we can't let the people who are involved in this hide behind the homophobic statement. Because what they're doing is they're bringing that whole group into their issue when the issue is blackmail, whether it's money laundering, whether it's hookers. I mean, I remember a few CIA directors back, it came out. That's why he had to resign because he was attending these Watergate hotel parties with hookers and being given thousands of free chips for poker. I mean, it's all of them. I don't care if it's female pages or male pages. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's John Edwards cheating on his wife. It all needs to come out because they're being blackmailed. The issue is blackmail.
Anybody who's honest about their sexuality and come to terms with it, they know that the person who's the trouble is the person who's being blackmailed or open to blackmail or who isn't being honest about it. And that sounds like where Mr. Graham
is. How many House members and Senate members who are the biggest on the bandwagon with all the anti-gay stuff, they're the ones that get caught in the bathrooms?
It's pretty common. And then there's a lot of us gay people, we don't feel that Barney Frank speaks for us. And we understand. I think 9/11 and it being an inside job, you know, I'm active in 9/11 Truth, and we feel that that's a lot bigger deal right now than calling ourselves married if we're in a committed partnership, and we would really like to get
exactly.
Over
it's a football issue because while they have us fighting with each other over gay marriage, banks have stolen $28 trillion and the government staging terror attacks. I appreciate your call, and that's why those are the issues we talk about. I mean, we don't normally even get into this whole issue, but Jason Burmis's film covers it because this is